Looking back on the trail into the woods that I came out of, and then some interpretive mowing here, if I can keep my hand out of the way. There was clearly a mound here, which has been relocated by subsurface investigation, non-intrusive, would be ground penetrating radar and or electromagnetic, magnetic, something like that. But the earthen wall is up within this woods at the edge of the bluff here, and we are now down on the upper terrace of the North Fork of Paint Creek. Ahead, looking east, is the power line, big power line, high tension line, and we'll be wandering this direction. Almost in line with this tower in the center is the great mound, largest mound that the Adina or Hopewell built, and then the Clark farmstead, the remnant of it, off to the edge of, on the other side of Sulphur Lick Road. Then the bedrock hill beyond that is the southern valley wall of Paint Valley, but Paint Creek has already slipped through its glacially carved gorge. You can see a glimpse of it in the center of the screen. And this is part of the abandoned valley of the North Fork, or of the Paint Creek. North Fork is another complete story. And then the nearby hill here, this is Carpenter's Hill, and that is the top of the very convoluted State Route 28, where it climbs up the hill. Then panning to the west and farther ahead would be what I call Musselman Gorge, probably ground out by the glaciers and part of a major trail and then a road between Chillicothe, the White Man's Chillicothe, and Old Town, the Shawnee town that is now Frankfort. Another whole story. So back to this interpretive mowing of a mound and moving on. Looking back at the interpretive mowing of the mound, there was clearly a fence line here. There's a little bit of a dip and then a rise. This does not have interpretive mowing, so I'm certain this is a remnant of farming where the fence line was not farmed, soil was plowed away from it, and so this is a little better remnant of the soil, possible archaeology, and might be able to see it more clearly here. Lines up with that power line. But these are lucky happenstance for archaeological sites like this, where just a little more archaeological information is preserved. Alright, before I get blown away, moving on. So now at the large mound here, which doesn't entirely need interpretive mowing to show it. It's still pretty noticeable. And I've read that after it was excavated in the 1920s by Shetron, I believe, there were plans to reconstruct it like they did with Site Mound, which was also excavated away but then rebuilt. But that didn't happen here. So I believe the interpretive mowing has it looking like, the main mound looks like an animal with its legs folded up, 4 legs, although there's no image here of that. But this is the largest mound ever built by the Hopewell, and it's here next to the Sulphur Lick Road. This is the remnant of the Clark farmstead there on the other side of the road. Panning around, looking west now, and then northward into the woods where I walked the trail and saw the earthen wall. Interpretive mowing ahead here in the terrace, and another interpretive sign which I think I caught last time I was here. And then the power line here and the overlook from the upper land platform. There is a D-shaped perimeter wall around the mound here. That's a nearer interpretive mowing. This is as far as I got last time when it was almost blown away here. I was running out of daylight when I reached the flint disc mound, mound 11. And this is not flint, obsidian. A huge amount of rocks hauled all the way from Yellowstone. And excavated by archaeologists and plowed down. So we have interpretive mowing here to indicate where the mound was. So panning to the west, back into the woods here. Another couple interpretive mounds shown by interpretive. So west, now looking south. The major mound here shown by interpretive mowing. Power line with the southern wall of Paint Valley in the background. I believe this is the Woodhenge here, my next stop, and looking east.